All right, everyone. Say everyone. Nobody's here yet, but that's okay. So I'm doing a pop up live. If you saw my post a couple weeks ago, oh hey Julie, Julie is here. Giddy up, yeehaw. Um, if you saw my post a couple days ago, oh hey, that's me. Um, you saw I talked about I was going to go start doing some solo pop ups because going live by myself gives me nine kinds of anxiety. It's really easy to go with a guest because you have something to talk about. You have somebody to talk to, and the conversation kind of flows. But going live by yourself, you kind of have to have something to say. Um, it always gave me a little bit of anxiety, and the running joke was, if something happened while something happened, one of my guests had to leave because the dog was knocking shit over, or uh, their kids were screaming or whatever. Then I was just kind of like sitting there going, "What now?" And I tell people all the time, just hit the go live button. Don't think about it. Just do it. But I've always done it with the safety net of having a guest. So I'm kind of getting over that in in doing this by myself. So it is what it is, and I don't really have a whole lot to say. I do want to say though how proud I am of Julie since she's watching over on YouTube. Um, I've been producing for her. She's done a total of three shows plus a random test show we did just to try something out. So four shows. She is straight up killing it, y'all. Like her views on that, the people that show up, I average somewhere between 10 and 15 views per. Oh, hey, Margot. 10 and 15 views or, viewers per show. She's getting like 18 to 20 already, y'all, which is like amazing. Um, not jealous at all about it. I'm really, excuse me, proud of her and proud of the fact that she created her own show and I was involved in doing that. So it's really cool to see other people just straight up killing the streaming game, especially so new into it. Um, yeah, thank you. Hey, Christy Puckett. I just connected with her yesterday, I think. Um, she was laughing at my mask live I did with Amanda last week. So yeah, so the power of streaming is that like Julie has already built a following when she started her own business. Whenever she decided to go live, people were already there to support her, and she's just straight up nailed it. I got a DM from someone yesterday that knew I was producing for her, just telling me how great it looked, how great her setup looked. Um, which Julie has a lot of creativity too, so there was a lot of her in that. Um, So yeah, I'm just super proud of her and super proud of what she's doing. I tell people all the time too, like go live by yourself to showcase your expertise in things, right? Um, this is especially true with like coaches and solopreneurs that are trying to get started. They have a lot to say, and I've been posting about this, but it's really been kind of stirring around in my head that especially with coaches and consultants and people like that, they literally get paid to tell people things. But when it comes to going live, they feel like they don't have anything to say or they feel like they're going to give away too much. You can ask anybody out there, and I learned this from Katie McManus, but I've heard it since then from a few other people. You can sit down and do a 20 or 30-minute stream. Hey, Will, telling about what you do or showcasing something that you're an expert in or pick a topic that you coach on or whatever. People are not going to remember 10% of what you said. So you don't have to worry about giving too much away. I can give away all the tips and tricks for live streaming, but I still haven't given enough away to matter. And people are going to pick up on that. Hey, Shirley, thanks for popping in. People are going to pick up on that and they're going to remember just enough to be intrigued by what you do and to reach out. So, and I've got notifications going everywhere. I should have muted some of this beforehand. Um, so it's a great way to showcase your expertise. I'm not really doing any of that right in this stream. I'm just kind of spewing some random thoughts out because, and Anthony Jones, I need to tag him. Hang on just a second. He said challenge accepted whenever I made the post about doing some pop-ups by myself. Give me just a second. Um, and I wasn't even saying it as a challenge. I was just saying this is what I'm going to do, and I put it out there so I'd be held accountable, so people would see it and be like, "Chris, you haven't done a pop-up yet." And I didn't want anybody to do that, so I went ahead and did one. But Anthony took that as a challenge, and Anthony is a LinkedIn coach and consultant. And if you don't know him, go follow Anthony Jones. I just dropped. You can click on his name in the comments. He drops some really bomb ass stuff, and he gives a lot away for free in a minute or two videos or in his posts. But he could really do well doing, a 15 or 20-minute pop up live, or even a scheduled. You could schedule it out. Talking about things on LinkedIn, and he wouldn't be giving too much away. It would just intrigue people enough where they'd want to work with him. And I've seen several coaches do this, or a couple anyway. Katie McManus does it a lot. Lauren Lefkowitz has been doing this a lot, and I think it's just genius because she'll get on there by herself and talk about this topic, and it'll be a topic she coaches people on. But it's getting herself out there. People are seeing it. People are engaged with it, which to me is just the beauty of live streaming, is just the engagement and the community building aspect. Yeah, Christy, you're exactly right. Go follow him. Go follow Anthony for sure. And like Margot does a weekly show, brings on some amazing guests. They talk about all different topics, not necessarily even related to what she does in the trucking and logistics industry, but it showcases her. And then there's people having a party in the comments, people talking to each other, people greeting each other when they show up. He's a KO. I hope I'm saying your name right. It's really weird fielding comments while you're the only one talking. This is new. And Will did it yesterday. He just broke the ice and jumped out there and did it. So I figured, you know what, I'm gonna do it. Holly Campolongo suggested doing a live Ask Me Anything. So ask me a question, y'all. Ask me anything. I'll try to answer it. I would tag her in, but she is at work today and not working from home, so I doubt she could jump on. Let's see. See, this is usually what happens whenever one of my guests has to leave. I'm sitting here going, well, what now? There's Holly. She's texting me. I'll just get to watch this. So we were under a tornado watch last night. And then they issued another one today. It doesn't look as bad as it was last night. But anyway, my favorite guest. You can't ask me who my favorite guest was. I've had so many. The safe answer here is Julie, you were my favorite guest. But I've had so many good ones. Julie Schneers was pretty amazing. She was just a blast. Anna Karras was a blast. Will was pretty cool. Man, I've had so many good ones. Julie Schneers really sticks out. Like, she was just so much fun, so much encouraging. I'm going to butcher the pronunciation of her name because I'm not French, but Genevieve Pepin was pretty fun too. Coolest tool I have discovered recently. I have really been digging into wave.video. That's how I did this animated background you guys see here. It has some really cool tools in it. It also has a really cool live streaming platform that if they ever get to where they can stream to LinkedIn, I will probably start using that one. Maybe not so much. Restream keeps me coming back though, because they have the pairs feature where my guests can pair their social media platforms, which is just amazing because it extends the reach. So I stream to 3 platforms, say, Julie streams to 4. So when she's a guest on mine, we're going to 7 different channels. And so I'm getting exposed to her network and she's getting exposed to my network. That is what keeps me coming back to Restream. But Wave has some really cool features where you can build scenes and stuff inside the program itself without having to have a third party like Streamlabs or something like that come in. So Wave is probably the coolest tool I've discovered recently. You just hit that go live button, Christy. If you're interested in doing it, I don't mind jumping on a call with you. And I tell people this all the time, like it's an absolute no pressure kind of call. Yes, I do this, produce to make money. I teach people how to do this, but if you want to jump on a 30-minute call and let me run over some basics with you and talk about it and see if it's something you'd be interested in doing by yourself, I'm more than happy to do that. So if you want to do that, send me a DM and we'll talk. It's a lot to talk about just on this, but basically on LinkedIn, you have to have a third-party streaming tool to do it. It's going to look kind of weird, but I'm going to share my screen and show it to you, show you what it looks like. Wrong button. It's going to look like an Inception. Let me take the overlay off where you can see it better. So this is Restream. All the graphic, all the chat is coming in right here, so I can click on it and put it on the screen like that. And this is the tool that allows you to also stream to multiple platforms at once. So right now I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on YouTube, and I'm on Twitch. And it's just a great tool. You can have your custom backgrounds, custom overlays, all that kind of stuff. And it's really simple to set up. On LinkedIn, you do have to have creator mode on to go live. Yeah, and it's really that simple. Like you get Restream, turn on creator mode on LinkedIn, connect your channels, hit the go live button. And like I said, if you want to know more about it, I'm more than happy to jump on a call with you and talk about it with you. One snack to eat for the rest of the time, what would it be? Chocolate. It would definitely be chocolate. You can see I've got Pringles. These are Pringles Scorching Chili Lime that are pretty damn good. Chocolate is my go-to. I am a sweet-aholic for sure. It's so hard to pick. People always ask me, I get a lot of, whenever somebody connects with me or whatever, and they've looked at my profile, I've had a bunch in the past couple of weeks lead with, "Hey, Chris, thanks for connecting. This is my favorite snack. What's yours?" And I'm like, I cannot nail down a favorite snack because I do not discriminate, except when it comes to veggies. I don't think veggies and fruit are snacks. I guess they can be. I think of snacks more like junk food, which is terrible. But yeah, definitely chocolate. Can't live without it. Yep, Christy, send me a DM, or if you want to, when we get done here, I'll just send you a link to schedule a call. Be good to meet you anyway in real life, virtually in real life. Lunch today, Julie and I were just talking about this before I went live. I think it's probably going to be Panda Express. I always forget about Panda. I was telling her this. It's like 2 blocks that way, and I don't even have to get out on the highway to go to it. So it's probably going to be Panda Express. That's what's for lunch. Will is getting into streaming. He's been playing around with, let me turn my overlay back on. I just built there. Boom. He's starting a clothing line that he's going to showcase, which is really cool. And he's been playing around in Streamlabs, doing some cool stuff. But there's little things you can do, y'all, that's really cheap to make your stream pop. Oh man, Cody, what is my favorite chocolate? Oh, again, I don't discriminate. My favorite candy bar though is the Reese's Fast Break. It's amazing. It's chewy, it's gooey, it's chocolatey, it's peanut buttery, it's nougaty, if that's even a word. It just is because I said it was. Um, but also like chocolate chip cookies. I like brownies. I like Boston cream pie, which isn't all chocolate, but you know it's got chocolate on it. Um, yeah, I'm not a big dark chocolate fan. It's okay, but I like milk chocolate for sure. It is a good choice, and it really there's a gas station. It was the worst thing that could have happened when we moved into this building a year and a half ago. The building we were at beforehand was just outside of town, and it was like a few minute drive to a gas station and back. We literally share an alley with a gas station now, so I can just walk out the door and walk over there and get snacks. Um, they don't always have the fast break though, which irritates me. I go in there, have my heart set on it. Like my after lunch routine is usually a Red Bull and a fast break. And I go over there and I don't have a fast break, and it's just like, nothing else even comes close. Cody got a new work from home partner, a cute new little puppy. He posted about it yesterday or day before. Most embarrassing streaming moment. Hmm. I don't know. I really haven't had anything super embarrassing happen. Uh, it wasn't embarrassing, but it was like weird for it to happen live because, like, whenever we went live for the charity ball with the unicorns, all the ladies were decked out, all wearing formal stuff. And Ariel Lee was like, she had her laptop and she was adjusting the screen on it. And she was like, I'm trying to figure out how much boob is too much to show on LinkedIn. And I like to have died um, because it was like live on air. And I was like, this is awesome. Um, because like Ariel and I are friends, and I wouldn't have thought it was like too weird if she'd been doing that while we weren't live, but we were definitely live. And I was like, holy hell, like I'm the only guy right here. And she's talking about how much is too much to show on LinkedIn. So it wasn't really embarrassing. It was just a little awkward for me because I was like, what do I say? Like I'm live. I don't want to come across as a douche canoe and say something fly um, that people are going to misunderstand. So it really wasn't embarrassing, but it was funny and kind of awkward there for a minute. Good. Restream has built-in music. Let me add it. The only problem is it comes in louder out of the speakers and headphones than it is on the stream. So if you have a guest, and if I'm getting an echo because I don't have my headphones in, so if my mic's picking that up and it's echoing back, let me know and I'll put my earbuds in. Um, but yeah, that's another cool feature, and it's cool if you're by yourself because you don't have to worry about hearing your guest; you're just hearing yourself talk. They've got all kinds of different music to pick from. And that's one thing cool about the live stream tool that Wave has is they've got a ton of background music, and you can even import like from their stock tracks for their videos, and you can import sound effects. So you can have live sound effects like rim shots and wah, 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 and stuff like that played during the stream. It's got some really cool integrated stuff that if they ever get to where they're on LinkedIn or can stream to LinkedIn, then um, I'm definitely going to be checking them out. I need to do a test stream with them on YouTube and Twitch just to play with it. Um, it's got some really cool setups in there. It's also really weird for me. I'm used to looking at the screen with a guest. It's really weird for me to realize that I need to be looking at the camera while I'm talking to y'all and not at myself. So yeah, somehow I've managed to do this for 21 minutes. And if nobody else has any questions, any more questions? Hey, Val, look, she was another one of my favorites. Julie asked me earlier, I'm kind of doing like an Ask Me Anything stream. Julie asked me earlier who one of my favorite streaming guests was, and I can't, thank you, Valerie. I can't nail it down to one, but Valerie was one of my favorites too. She has this amazing personality. She's so super passionate about sign language and accessibility in the deaf community. And I've told this story 100 times, and Valerie's heard me tell this story 100 times, but I'm going to tell it again. Whenever I was a kid, the church we went to had a deaf ministry. So we had an interpreter up there during regular church, and then on Wednesday nights, the deaf community had their own service. They'd cook pancakes beforehand and then have their own service. It was an unfair question, especially considering you were one of my guests. So when I was a kid, I was around a lot of deaf people. And so whenever I came across Valerie's, one of her posts, I don't even know how I saw it because we weren't connected. And I saw her that she was an ASL interpreter. It just kind of reminded me of that. It took me back. And so I connected with her. And it was just kind of a sentimental thing that caused me to connect with her. She came on the show. She was one of my guests. We got to talk, and she's just an amazing person. So she's definitely probably in the top 5 post show. All right, y'all. I still have to go to Panda and get lunch. So one last call for questions, and then I'm going to shut it down. All right, guys. I'm out of here. Thanks for hanging with me. I'm going to try and do these a little more often. I'll try to have some topics or something to talk about too, because, and I tell my clients this, or people that are interested in streaming, you want to stream? Awesome. Your first stream, just do a fun one. I'll come on with you. We'll hang out. We'll talk. We'll laugh. People will show up in the comments. We'll joke around. And that way you can break the ice of streaming without having to worry about, give a presentation or host a guest or whatever. It is awesome, Val. Yep, it's very awesome. And I forgot to set up the stinking captions when I did this. Restream, that's a gripe I have about Restream. It doesn't automatically set up the auto captions for LinkedIn or anywhere. It'll auto caption it as it's going. You have to go in and toggle it, and I always forget to do that. So that is my bad, 100%. But I always tell people, just go live and have fun with it. So this first pop-up, I didn't have an agenda. I just was going to wing it and talk and stutter around and all that kind of stuff. So thank you to the 5 or 6 people that were here hanging out with me. And I will see y'all Monday. I got Jacob Roig on the show, and I may do another pop-up between now and then. You never know. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for hanging.